In Mother 2, you play as a 13-year-old kid. But then why is it called Mother? One of the more common explanations is that Mother refers to mothership, as an alien mothership, because, I'm gonna call him Gygus because I don't know how to pronounce this. Gygus is an alien. Apparently this comes from Shigesato Itoi himself, although he admits it has other meanings as well. It could refer to Mother Earth, because, again, the games have to do with aliens and defending Earth, and hippies. It has to do with the lore of the first game. I recommend looking it up on your own for the full picture, because I never played the game, couldn't finish it. But in short, Gygus was a baby alien that was... Gygus? What? Gygus was a baby alien that was raised by an abducted human couple from the early 1900s, named George and Maria. Maria! George ended up studying Gygus's alien PSI powers without his permission, and thus forced the aliens into trying to destroy the Earth to prevent humans from using PSI. This leads to the events of Earthbound Beginnings and some other stuff, but the point is that Geese Howard cared a lot for his motherly figure, Maria, despite needing to eradicate the Earth. Spoilers for Mother 1, but these feelings towards Maria are what actually allow Ninten to defeat Grimace. I kept writing different nicknames for Gygus, because I didn't know what to call him, because I couldn't pronounce Geig, and I forgot to delete them. There's a John Lennon song called Mother, and it resonated with Itoi. It moved him to tears, in fact. There's even a reference to the Beatles in Earthbound, which I did play. They referenced their famous song, XXXterday. Mother is fitting because the game is more feminine than other RPGs, as it tried to appeal to people who didn't really play video games at the time. Girls. It also has to do with the more homey suburban American setting of the series, as opposed to, like a Dragon Quest game. And going off of that last one, here's what I think. It's called Mother because your mom is an important figure in each game. They really don't progress the plot in any way, except maybe 3. But each game has its little quirk that involves mothers. In 3's case, the quirk is the fact that your mom's, dead. Yeah, I didn't want to look too deep into this since I like going into games as blind as possible. But apparently she's way more involved in the plot than any of the other mothers throughout the series. The second game has a status ailment called homesickness, which Ness has a random chance of getting afflicted with after level 16, about the level that you leave your hometown of Lynette. This ailment causes Ness to sometimes be unable to act during his turn in battle, and can only be cured by calling your mom. Calling your mom doesn't do anything else, but I remember constantly doing it, mainly because I thought it would prevent homesickness, which it doesn't. But it also sort of became a tradition every time I got to a phone. It felt like the right thing to do, and by the time you reach the final boss, you appreciate those little moments with your mom so much more. Now with Earthbound Beginnings, I couldn't really think of anything off the top of my head, mainly because I wasn't able to finish it, but there is something I want to talk about that came from Mother 1. The vocal track, Pollyanna, I Believe in You. It's a very upbeat song about encouraging the listener, and the way it's presented does kind of make it feel like a mom trying to encourage her kid. Now I hate analyzing songs mainly because I think music does a better job of communicating emotions than words do. But I do want to point out how every time the song tries to become more slow and somber, it comes back more uplifting than ever with an I Believe in You. I think it makes sense for a mom to try to cheer up her 13-year-old kid who's been tasked with saving the world, even if it means putting her blind faith in him. The song is nice, and it's sort of a reminder to both the protagonist and the player to just have fun and push ahead. I mainly wanted to talk a little bit about this series because its charm touched me. Not like that though, don't touch people. As a game, I think Earthbound is just kind of okay. Mechanically, besides the rolling HP counter, it really doesn't do anything special, nor particularly good. It's all the little touches in the game. How the town themes sound homey, how you beat up dogs and regular people, and hippies. How the everything about Saturn Valley. How there are 2 seemingly random points in the game where you drink something and the game reflects on how you've grown. I even like the guy who kept taking pictures of you throughout the game, and the picture showed up at the end, and how the end credits are a curtain call, and how Porky keeps sneaking around during the curtain call. It's all that stuff that makes it so special. The game isn't just gameplay, it's storytelling, music, sound effects, graphics, art style, and everything else coming together to make something that's greater than the sum of its parts. And while Earthbound is definitely not perfect in all of these regards, nor do I think it's one of the best games of all time, I think Mother is a great example of how you can easily please me with a mediocre product by distracting me with a funny cameraman. You better call him.